Hi, I'm Mike Merritt, Executive Chef for Buehler Fresh Foods. Today we're going to be working on how to brine a turkey. The process of brining is very simple. What we're going to do is start off with 2 gallons of water and 3/4 of a cup of salt. So I'm just going to put this in here for a minute and let it dissolve while we talk about the process of brining and how it works. So the idea of brining a turkey is we're going to be adding water, salt, sugar, different flavoring agents that we like to really get into the turkey and break down the proteins of it. There's several benefits to brining a turkey, and one of them is the tenderness of the bird. All of the ingredients that we add today, whether it's the water, salt, sugar, is going to retain into the turkey. It's going to help it keep its moisture, so on Thanksgiving Day you have a nice moist turkey. The nice thing about the brine is you really can make it your own. The main ingredients that you have to worry about is your salt, your sugar, and your water. From there, it's really flavoring what you like. So what we're going to do today is we're going to keep it real simple. We have some fresh rosemary, some fresh bay leaves, we have some whole peppercorns we're going to use, and we have some whole cloves of garlic. So first thing I'll show you, just the garlic, when you buy it at the store and it's in a whole cluster of garlic, is we're going to peel it. Real simple to peel. I'm sure if you're brining a turkey, you know how to peel some garlic. But we're just going to press down on it, and from there it's going to open up, and we just peel the exterior off of it, and we end up with a nice pretty piece of garlic of what you would mince at home. So we're gonna add our garlic to our water, and from there we're gonna add 5 bay leaves. We're also gonna add our rosemary. The rosemary comes in a nice spring, and it looks nice. We're gonna remove the pieces of rosemary from the spring. Real simple to do. You're going to see the direction that they're going to grow in. You're just going to go in the opposite way, and you're going to pull it down to get the springs off. Real easy to pull off. And you'll just discard your stem. So we're adding all this to our water that already had the salt in it. We're also going to add our whole peppercorns. So all we're going to have left at this point is we're going to have left our brown sugar, we're going to have apple cider left over, and oranges and our brine mixture. So now that we have all of our items, all of our flavoring items inside the water, we have our turkey here. This is a 10 to 12 pound turkey, and what we have is a container that will fit in our refrigerator. This is the hard part about brining, is you have to find, Thanksgiving Day, it's packed with all these good extras and side dishes and desserts. We got to find a container that will be able to hold all this liquid. So you don't want to get something too big. One thing I know that gets done every year is sometimes people put them inside their garage, inside coolers with ice water. As long as you're maintaining your temperature and you're staying below 40 degrees, that's okay to do. The problem is especially in the weather we've been having, it gets warm sometimes. So you really have to monitor to make sure that the temperature doesn't rise. So we're going to take our liquid here, and we're going to pour it inside of our turkey. Now the biggest thing here when we're doing this is we have to make sure that we cover the top of the turkey. And you can see with the ingredients we have here in the container we picked, we were able to do that. And everything in here is going to marinate as we're going through the process. Okay, so our next ingredient we're going to put in is our brown sugar. Okay, brown sugar is going to add to give it a nice sweet flavor. We're going to put that on top. After that, here's another flavoring agent. It's going to be apple cider. Now this is one where if you want to use orange juice, you want to use apple juice, apple cider. There is no wrong way because this is our flavoring portion. I chose the Buehler's apple cider because everybody loves it in my house and always is around Thanksgiving time. Now apple cider. And then another flavoring agent is our oranges. So like I said before, if you wanted to use orange juice, you don't have to use fresh oranges. I like the smell of the fresh oranges. I think it adds a nice flavor to the turkey. Okay. So from here, now we're ready to go. Now it's time for the brine to do its thing. We're going to wrap it. We're going to put it in our refrigerator overnight for up to 24 hours. So then on Thanksgiving Day, you have your brine and it's all complete. You're going to take it out of your refrigerator, remove the turkey, throw away all your ingredients in the brine. Your turkey's going to cook a little faster. And the reason why it's going to cook a little faster is because the water that was retained inside the protein of the meat is going to help the process cook. So it's a little bit of a different process. You got to watch it a little closer than what you're used to. And this is when you should definitely give a shot and try. If you've never brined a turkey before, and you strike out sometimes and you feed your family a little dry turkey, it's something to try and see how it works out for you. It could be done with a whole turkey breast. You would just cut your portion in half of what you're going to find on the website. Cut the portion in half, you could use it for whole turkeys. You could use it for pork chops. You should use it for pork loins. Once you get into brining, the method is the same. It's just using different flavoring agents and sticking with your salt, sugar, and your water. So it's something you can have a little fun with. You can make it your own. But watch, the big thing here with the turkey, which can't help you, a brine can't, is making sure that you're cooking your product to 165 degrees. So turkey gets cooked to 165. If you let it go to 180, 200, it doesn't matter how you brine it, it's going to be dry. So the important part is that you're cooking to temperature and you're checking it. The nice part about these turkeys, they put the little dial in there that pops up when it's cooked. Good to go by that, but always trust your thermometer. So that's how you brine a turkey. Have some fun with it, brine some other items, and thanks for shopping at Buehler.